We are sorting out benefit changes for volunteer firefighters in Roane County. It seems basic, but it has stirred lots of concern about the future of workman's comp if those first responders are hurt on the job. Leaders say they are, and yes, the policy is changing, but the benefits will remain.
10 News reporter Lauren Davis joining us now with more on that. Lauren.
John Robin, the director of emergency services from Roane County, tells me it was all a misunderstanding. A letter went around that recommended volunteer fire departments get their own workers' compensation policies rather than relying solely on the counties. I spoke with one local fire department who shared their thoughts. Recently, a Roane County purchasing agent sent a memo to the chair of the fire board. It says volunteer firefighters are not covered under the county's excess workers' compensation policy. The fire chief of the South Roane County Volunteer Fire Department says he was shocked to hear the news.
I cannot risk a volunteer that does not get paid, cannot risk their life or limb in any way, shape, form, or fashion, being injured with a permanent injury for the rest of their life and not be covered under insurance.
Tim Suter, the Roane County Director of Emergency Services, says there is no change, and this has all been a big misunderstanding. He says volunteer firefighters will still be insured by the county's worker compensation policy for up to $450,000.
Above that, we have an excess policy for workman's comp that is through a vendor. What changed on July 1st, what we realized on July 1st, we were notified by our vendor that our volunteers, because they are not county employees, are not covered on the excess policy.
He says the county's vendor is the one making the changes, and most workers' compensation payouts don't get close to the max.
Over the last 6 years, that policy has only paid out about $5,000 in benefits. So we're a long way from ever reaching that 450. But we're trying to let these folks know in advance that, hey, this is going to change because the vendor changed it.
Suter says before anything happens, the county commission would have to vote to approve this. The director of emergency services says the additional policy actually helps volunteer firefighters because the county's old coverage only covered medical expenses, and this additional plan will also cover lost wages. John Robin.
All right, Lauren, thank you very much.